He goes on to say, in fact, the lex orandi of the 19th centuries prior to Vatican II and the Montinian liturgical reform have produced one type of faith. In the 50 years following, it has produced another type of faith, another type of Catholic, the author says. You will know them by their fruits. Matthew 7:16. The founder of the church taught this. Exactly. The fruits of the total failure of modernism, or if you like, for the most attentive and intelligent, the triumph of the true purposes of modernism, the fruits of the Second Vatican Council, the fruits of the post-council. Where did the hermeneutic of continuity shipwreck? It shipwrecked along with mercy in the hermeneutic of hatred. I told you this was hard-hitting, people. This is hard-hitting. For you, those of you that are joining us, I'm reading the article that Archbishop Viganò has asked me to share with you. He has endorsed it, and he thinks it is a lucid and helpful account of what Pope Francis has done with the new motu proprio, Traditionis Custodes. The author then goes on to say, the Mass of all time, the traditional Latin Mass, on the other hand, is the exact antithesis of all this. It is disruptive in its propagation, despite all of the constant hostility and episcopal censorship. It is sanctifying in its perfection. It is engaging precisely because it is the expression of the eternal and unchanging, of the church of all time, of the theology and spirituality of all time, of the liturgy of all time, of the morality of all time. It is loved because it is divine, sacred, hierarchically ordered, not human, not democratic or liberal, egalitarian. It is both divine and human together, like its founder on the day of the Last Supper. Who's he talking about? Our Lord Jesus Christ. Now, here's a little bit of explosive language. He says, it is loved above all by young people, both the laity who frequent it as well as among those approaching the priesthood, while the seminaries of the new rite, the lex orandi of Bergoglio, are dens of heresy and apostasy, and it is better to be silent about what else? He's talking about sodomy. Let's be honest, we know he's talking about sodomy. Did you notice, by the way, that the General Secretary of the USCCB, who just got busted for using apps to locate illicit relations with other men, that whole story came out this week. I kind of thought, should I do a video on that? I was like, it's kind of gross, kind of nasty. I don't want to talk about it for 30 minutes. I might say something that's funny or irreverent or bad. I'm just not going to do it. But did you notice one of the parts of that story that's kind of gone unmentioned is he was a formator, guy in charge of formation at the American Seminary, the NAC, in Rome. So the guys who are the creme de creme in seminary who go to Rome to finish their seminary in Rome at the NAC, North American College, that guy who's using these apps to locate and zero in on other nasty stuff going on, he was forming these priests in Rome so that they could become priests and come back. That was the guy forming them. And we all sit around here like, how could the church have Cardinal McCarrick in it? How could there be all this sodomy and all this heresy? It's in Rome. Everybody says, yeah, without Taylor Marshall, it's all conspiracy theories, infiltration. He made that up to sell books. No, it's not. It's real. The guy who just got busted for using these apps to commit sodomy with other people, he was doing formation in the American Seminary in Rome. I didn't make that up to sell you a book. That's real. You need to know about it. There is an infiltration in the local diocese, in the seminaries, in the seminary in Rome, and in the Vatican. In 2021, if you deny that if you say there is no infiltration in the structures of the Catholic Church, you're insane. That there is so much evidence week after week Maybe in 2019 when it came out, you're like, I don't know about that. Sounds kind of wild. In 2021, it is obvious. In 2022, it's going to be more obvious. They have this app data, by the way, not just on this one priest. You think he's the only one that was using these nasty illicit apps? No.